What's going on, people? It's your boy Cal Wu. Appreciate y'all rocking with me here today at Planet Wu. Continue to come back and getting to know me on a personal level. I'm literally just putting everything out there so you guys can get to know me intimately. So you guys can get to know exactly who I am, where I came from, what my journey is in anime, and why I do what I do and why I enjoy doing what I do. And again, what up, though, to my people in Detroit? Always got to give a shout out to home first and foremost. So we're gonna backtrack this a little bit, and because I made an error in the last video, so we're gonna start this one from 2008 and bring it to 2012. So we got a couple more episodes left before this series is gonna be over, and then I'm gonna bring it out new stuff to replace this Monday series that I'm doing. So, reason we're pulling this back to 2008, because I went through my notes and kind of thought back into my memory. I mentioned Baka and Test in a previous one. The thing that I remembered after the fact, after I posted and all that good stuff, is that I watched that on Hulu. Hulu is another contender in that time frame, where Hulu came out in 2008. And it was free around that time. Before it was all this paid stuff, Hulu was completely 100% free. Had some original stuff, had some anime on there, all type of things. It was great. Also, they had those crazy ass Alec Baldwin commercials where it was like, even an alien can do it, or something along that lines. I don't remember what it was exactly, but the commercials were everywhere and it was free. And around this time, like I said, I watched Baka and Test on there. And we're going to kind of go over some of the anime. So, you know, we talked about Dancing the Vampire's Bun. We talked about Kate On. We talked about Baka and Test recently. Angel Beats, which was really sad. Durarara. High School of the Dead, which was a very ecchi zombie anime, which was great. We even going to talk about Seikai no Quasar, which was like super, super ecchi. But before I dive into how ecchi that is, somebody asked me, a couple friends of mine asked me, and some people, that came across the video had asked me, why did I pick my son's mother over my ex? So around this time, I already talked about how many hours I worked. It was crazy hours. How many days I went with no sleep. I went 3 days with no sleep. Slept on Friday. It's hard for me to sleep during the day. I don't take naps. So I would go to sleep at like 9-10 o'clock at night on Friday, after being up three whole days. So I would get up Tuesday morning at 8:30 to get ready to be at work, drop my son's mother off at work at 9, and then go to the library at 10, which is when I started work. And excuse the buzzing. Yeah, at work and things of that nature. And then I wouldn't go to sleep. So from Tuesday 8:30 in the morning until Friday like 10-11 o'clock at night is how long I would stay up. And the reason I picked her is because I was waking all these crazy hours. The film that covers your eyes, mine had completely dried out, and I was blind for a week. And out of all the girls I was talking to, some of them would, and pretty much how I went blind. I was shelving books at the library, shelving, and my vision just got blurry. I'm closing, I'm blinking my eyes, I'm rubbing my eyes, and I'm like, and my vision was just blurry. I couldn't see a thing. So, because I practice moving around the house in the dark and things of that nature, with my blurred vision, I could make it to my boss's office. So I'm like, yo, Joel, I'm like, my vision is blurry. I can't see. Can I drive myself to the hospital? He was like, yeah. Boom. Went to go get my car. Did like this, looked like Mr. Magoo. Drove all the way to the hospital. Got there. They took me to the optometry side. Only phone number I can remember by heart. My parents are deaf, so I can't text them and let them know what's going on. So the only number I remember by heart is my grandma's number. Dialed it, boom, 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 boom. Because that's before we had the digital phones. It still was analog, so there were buttons I would have to press for the numbers. Boom, boom, boom. Dialed my grandma's number, called her. I'm like, Ma, can you please text my mom, tell her to go grab my dad so they can come get me from the hospital, and one of them can get my car. She's like, what's wrong? I was like, I'm blind right now. I can't see, and I need them to come. And she's like, okay, cool. Boom. Did that. Boom. Found out, like I said, the film around my eye was completely dry, cracked, holy as hell. That's why I couldn't see. So they sent me home with eye drops and was like, yep, I can't watch TV, I can't watch anime, I can't do nothing. So my mother, and when it comes to dealing with things with the eyes, I can't drop stuff in my own eyes. I still can't at my big age. I just can't. I don't, anything that got to do with the eyes, I just can't do. It's not my thing. It ain't never been my thing. So my mother would come over after work and she would drop eye drops in my eyes and things of that nature. Out of all the girls that called me, talked to me, you know, what's going on, I'm telling them, they're like, okay, well, I hope you feel better. She's the only woman out of all the girls, out of all the 9 girls I was talking to, she was the only one that actually came to my house, dropped eye drops in my eyes for me, cooked for me, made sure I had my food in front of me, turned the music on for me because I couldn't see the computer to turn music on myself. And she came over for that week. She came over 3 times that whole week. My mother was there the other days, but she came over 3 days that week. Caught the bus from the east side to the west side. So from Bewick and Mack Avenue to 6 Mile and Livernois, she would catch the bus to take care of me 3 of those days. And I was like, she a real one. She gotta be kept. She gotta be chosen. Because none of the other women even offered anything like that. They didn't even, like, it was kind of like, it was like, okay, well, call me when you can see, nigga. Bye. You know what I'm saying? So that's why. So now we got that out of the way. Let's continue. So, like I said, Hulu is the new contender here, because I watched the Cult Academy on Hulu. I watched The World God Only Knows on Hulu. I also watched The Ambitions of Nobunaga on Hulu. And honestly, Hulu had a monopoly on them Nobunaga animes. I'm not even gonna lie to you about that. Infinite Stratos came out around this time, which is great. Beelzebub, Ghost Sick, Freezing, Dragon Crisis, which was mid as hell. Blue Exorcist, Steins Gate, which was great. Dead Man's Wonderland, which should have got a season 2. Chef's Kiss was great. Tiger and Bunny. Marvel kind of threw their thing in the hat for anime. So they had Wolverine come out around this time. Blade and the X-Men all had anime that came out around this time. This was also the first time I'm gonna acknowledge and recognize that I understood what shonen was. So around this time is when I was hanging out with the squad like usual, and my boy B, his cousin G Money would come around, and who also is known as Hatsuma, which is my co-host, who is battling MS right now. So shouts out to my brother, speedy recovery. He going through his training arc right now, but he still has input in what goes on with Planet Woo, as far as like Waifu Wednesdays. Tell me what he think, tell me what changes I should make, how I should improve, some of the stuff like that, because because like I said, that's my man's in it. We locked in. But he brought to my attention what shonen was. Even though if you just go through all the anime I've listed so far, I've watched shonen already, for sure. Like, easily. I watched several shonen. Quite a few. At least a dozen by this point. But I didn't understand what a shonen was. And he broke it down to me. This is what a shonen was. This is what a shoujo is. I said shonen, I meant shoujo. So this is like my first time of watching a bona fide shoujo and understanding that it's a shoujo I'm watching, which is the anime Dog Days. Got a very, very cutesy art style, very moe, but it has a lot of legit shonen battle scenes in it. But what made it so moe and cool, on top of the art style, which is really cutesy and pretty, is that there was a war between cats and dogs, and whenever one would kill the other, they would turn into a chibi plushie version of whatever version of animal they was. So the cats would have like big cats, house cats, blah blah blah. Dogs would have wolves, all different type of breeds of dogs. And when one of them would get killed in these battle games, they would turn into a chibi version of it, and this human was there like trying to like mediate, and he would play both sides and things of that nature, which was great. Then you had Hunter x Hunter. You had Future Diary came out around this time. You had Fate Zero, which is a prequel to Fate Stay Night, which was great. Mac and Key, High School DxD, which both are very ecchi. Aquarion, which is a mech anime that my son's mother fucking loved and enjoyed. On top of her loving and enjoying Vandred, which we watched on Netflix around this time as well. Those both instantly became some of her favorite animes. And the interesting thing with Vandred is Vandred actually mirrors what we're going through right now, where there's a gender war between men and women. And in that anime, it was a gender war. They separated and start having like mech and space battles against each other. It's insanely nuts. And then eventually come to the conclusion that both need each other to survive and thrive, through the main character and then pretty much the ship full of women that surrounded them. Which was cold and great, and we need to get to that point nowadays. So the little philosophy moment there, that just kind of just hit me just now, which is crazy. Kuroko no Basket came out around this time, which is DBZ basketball, so it's a very, very shonen basketball anime. Excel World came out around this time, which was a prequel to Sword Art Online, which is better than Sword Art in my opinion. Sword Art Online came out a bit after that. Jormungand came out around that time. I know I'm enunciating wrong. It's a freaking not Greek but Norse word. I know I'm saying it wrong. It's like a dragon thing. It's like a dragon style creature, lightning dragon creature. But the anime was like post-apocalyptic, so that was cool. Then one of my favorite anime came out around this time, Kingdom, which is like Legend of the Three Kingdoms or Dynasty Warriors. And that anime is great. I was singing the praises for that. It was amazing. Arcana Familia came out. Muv Love Alternate Total Eclipse came out, which is one of my favorite mecha anime series. And it eventually got additional spin-offs that were like alternate universes, which was crazy. Psychopaths came out. Magi, Batum, Ixion Saga came out around this time, which were all great. But in 2012, my son is 2 around this time, and we're slowly getting him into anime around this time. And this is when we got him into Eon Kid. Eon Kid became an addiction for him, and this is where I learned that addictive personality, or like having addictive personality or being addicted to things, can affect a child's development. So I'm not gonna say instantly, I said, because that year my son watched it probably like 2011 is when he watched it. He watched it like 5 or 6 times that year to completion. He would watch it every single day. Like, it was bad. I actually probably finished it like 10 times, honestly, that year. So in 2012, I took the time to slowly wean him off. Lowered it down and he could watch it twice a day, 2 episodes, then eventually 1, and then eventually to once a week, until I completely weaned him off of Eon Kid. That was like his straight up addiction. He loved Eon Kid so much. So I got some fatherly knowledge and information around that time for anime. And then another anime he got into, because me and his mother, well, it was like special. It was more so him and his mother's thing. And I would sit down and watch it with him sometimes, which was Puka. The anime was so cool. Little 10-year-old girl lived in this village, loved this ninja boy, and she would chase him around and try and kiss him and do like lovey-dovey stuff, and he would run from her and try and vanish. And they had like, the town was just so lively. Like, you had the Buddha god there, people at the ramen shop, the flower shop, villains. And it was just all these different type of characters that she would interact with throughout the day on a daily basis, as her adventures of trying to get this ninja boy to love her as much as she loved him. And it's a great series, like pretty dope. So if you haven't seen it yet and you got kids that you want to get into anime, get them to watch that. Also watched a little bit of Sergeant Frog around this time as well, which was great. And Junior didn't get into that as much as he got into Eon Kid and Puka. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. And we are going to be rounding the finish line with this line of series. We're probably going to do like 3 or 4 more episodes before we round it out and be done with it, because we're going to be current at that point. and it's not much of a journey left to talk about. And then yeah, so because you'll be all, like I said, you'll all be current, and you're seeing what's going on at this point. And then yeah, other than that, I appreciate y'all for stopping by. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. This is Cal Wu from Planet Wu. Shouts out to my man G Money. I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Peace.